Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So my Halloween series has now ended for the year, and today I'm participating in another video hop with Aaron Blazevich and Paul Browning. Now the last time I did a collaboration with these two, I ended up getting a lot of flack for my video, which we won't go into at this moment in time. This little video collaboration that we're doing today is the idea of Aaron to explore another kind of taboo area, but I'm not going to be as controversial this time. I've taken the historical route with my page. So I'll let you see what I've created, and then I'll join with you again at the end. So I'm kickstarting this art journal page in my mini circle journal and using the matte Mod Podge. This is the matte Mod Podge that isn't all that matte, because I'm using it because it's the only one that I have. This pot was actually sent to me as a gift by somebody who wants to remain anonymous because there was no name in there. So as you can see, I'm going to just stick down this sheet of it's an old sewing pattern that was sent to me in Happy Mail. Unfortunately, this has been separated from its pack, so I can't remember, or I don't know who sent me this in the Happy Mail. I do apologise, but I'm sure if you let me know in the comment section below that it was you, I'll give you due credit. So as you can see, I'm just sticking down the sewing pattern just to have a little bit of texture and a little bit of text in the back. I will tear off the excess later when everything's dry. And as you can see, I've removed most of the excess from around the circle, and just some of the pieces that have still got some text or some writing on them, I'm just going to quickly glue those down onto the page to add a little bit more texture and just to fill in some of those blank spaces in the background. And I'm just going to give it a quick blast with my heat gun to make sure it's all nice and dry before I move on to adding some colour. So my first colour layer today is going to be the Phthalo Blue from Reeves. This is just a Phthalo Blue acrylic paint. I'm just going to put a fair blob on my desk and grab a cosmetic sponge, and I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Ringer stencil. I'm going to completely try and cover the entire of this page, which is going to knock back some of the writing in the background and give me a nice kind of textured background to work on. So just covering up a little bit of that central section on the page now, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a tidy up, a little bit of a wipe away of some of the excess, leaving that blue, big blue blob in the corner because I need to use it again later on. I've already have plans for using that colour to go around to create a border. So I'm just going to leave that where it is, and then I'm just going to grab my heat gun and then give it a good blast, and then I'm ready for the next bit. So for my next bit, I'm going to use this new Damask Stencil. It's a fairly new stencil from Indigo Blue. As you can see, it's new to me. And I think this is one of their new releases as well. So it's just the single damask pattern. It's not an overall pattern, just the one big damask pattern. And I'm using the titanium white Reeves acrylic paint with another sponge. And I'm just going to dab the paint through the stencil with that sponge, kind of getting an uneven coverage, so that some of that colour shows through and some of it that turns completely opaque. So I'm happy with the amount of paint that's gone through the stencil there. I'm just going to move the stencil down to the bottom left hand corner and repeat the process again. So I'm happy with the level of paint in there now. I don't think I want to add any more. I think the detail is just perfect as it is. So before I move on, I just want to give it a quick heat blast to make sure it's all nice and dry. The next addition to my page are some stickers that I created from a scan of a very old background that I created with paint and stencils that I printed onto a sheet of circular stickers. As you can see, I'm just going to pull 3 of those stickers and put them into the background, but I've not stuck them down fully so that I can remaneuver and move them when I get my focal point onto the page. And the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that I have moved them slightly. So my main focal image is a picture of this splendid 17th century gentleman, resplendent in robes and high heels. And for those of you that don't know, that high heels were invented by a man for men. So men used to wear high heels as a fashion thing in the 1600s. Now ladies started to see men wearing these high heels and wanted to appear a little bit more masculine, so they started wearing the heels too. Once the ladies started wearing them, men stopped wearing them for fear of looking too feminine. So now that my gentleman is resplendent on the page, complete with high heels, I'm now going to stick down a modern counterpart. Throughout the years, many men have worn high heels. Some public figures have worn high heels for years. Not necessarily the pointed kind that ladies favour now, but definitely high stacked heels are one of the items, or a fashion item, that people like Tom Cruise, Mel Gibson, Mick Jagger and Prince have always worn. Granted, it hasn't always been for fashion reasons, more for reasons to make themselves look taller, which originally was what the high heels were invented for. So to add my journaling to my page, I'm using my Dymo letter tag label maker just to punch out the quote that I want to add to my page. And because it's already self-adhesive, I don't have to stick it down with any glue. I can just peel the back and then just stick them straight down there once I've trimmed off the excess. And now that my quote is down, I'm going to grab my Stabilo Black All Aquarellable pencil. And I'm just going to add a little bit of shading, a little bit of shadowing around my main focal points, which I will activate with a little detail brush and some water, which I'm going to spritz onto my craft mat in a second. There you go. I'm just activating the pigment and then just blending it onto the page using the water. Where it's a little bit too dark, I'm just going to water it down and move it a little bit just to create a kind of ground for my two characters to stand on. And as you can see, I'm just activating the pencil just around the characters that I have stuck down, just to give them a little bit more pop, a little bit more dimension on the page. I just want to add a little bit of dimension, a little bit of border around my word blocks, my quote blocks, so I'm just going to use my football pen just to create that little kind of demarcation line around the stickers that I've stuck down with the quote on there. And then just to finish the page off, I'm just using some of that phthalo blue acrylic paint again on the craft sponge, just to go all the way around the outside of my circle journal, just to kind of create a finishing border, a finishing frame all the way around. And I'm happy with the page as it is. So all that remains to be done now is for me to sign and date it. And then I'm calling this page complete. So I hope you enjoyed watching that art journal page come together with a little bit of an explanation as to what my page is all about. So to see Aaron and Paul's videos, all you have to do is to look in the description area below, and I've popped a link to both their channels so you can see their take on our little theme for this little collaboration. Now, because this is the 8th video I've put up in as many days, and I'm fast approaching the beginning of November, which is the mission inspiration on November the 5th, I'm going to take a little break this week. So there won't be another video on Tuesday and Thursday. The next video will be on Saturday, November the 5th. So I need to rest the voice. So I will be back with you again next Saturday. That's all from me for now. I will see you all again real soon. Bye for now.